Hello and welcome everybody back to the channel again. This is Thomas I Unlucky, bringing you more Patriots franchise here in Madden 25. Last time he played against the Bears, our winning streak continues. I'm absolutely loving it, but looking at this second mock draft, I imagine our position's going to be pretty close to down here now. Yep, we're projected pick 26, and since I'm seeing Since I did see high percentages, let me just look at this a little bit. Let me entertain some of this. Alright, so I'm looking through these. And it's like, I'm looking through all of this, and I still don't have enough information to make decisions yet. That's one of the things that I think NCAA or College Football 25 did right. It was getting the off-the-field stuff. Like, I felt active in, like, scouting and recruiting. Whereas with this, I feel I set some stuff up, then I just let it AFK its way to victory. I'm just going to stick with the normal game plans. I'm not okay with QB scramble. We're going to defend the medium pass. But we have another position. I'm going to figure out which one I want to do. We're going to do 15 first downs, 300 yards, 24 points, 2 passing TDs. Drake May for sure is staying in. I don't know if I want Javon Baker in here. I think I'm going to make it Caleb Farley. I know who my next two are going to be. I'm probably going to make Mapu one of them because he's probably going to play next season. But for right now, this is what I'm going to rock with. One of these days, the dev trade's going to pop up, and I'm going to be really, really excited for that. Looking at this depth chart, or the training results, offense, we're clean. Defense, clean, sick. Any upgrades? We do. Don't really care about either of these guys. These guys are just gonna help bring the overall the roster up. Alright, well, time to go over the roster. Looking at the Rams, this is a roster and a half. It killed morale-wise, but you got your top players on the team, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, and Tre'Davious White. Got Darius Williams as well. Got a decent cornerback group. I know. Then they also have Cameron Curl and Eddie Jackson. This is not a front seven to take lightly. Also John Johnson. So definitely corners could be an issue. But as we are seeing, this overall of this team isn't too high. But the morale is probably playing a massive factor in that. Alright, our normal squad is back on the field. Unfortunately, I had to miss out a little bit of Antonio Gibson last game. But I'm going to keep giving him the rock. I'm pretty sure even with him having a weak last game, he is still leading the league in rushing yards. So, looking to put in some effort to extend that lead and get us closer to that goal of 2,000 total yards. I also would like to try and make progress on getting getting the ball out with Drake May again. I'm not going to say that our lack of passing has been the reason why we started winning, but I mean, we started passing less and we started putting numbers in the column that's on the left of the record than instead of the right. So that's not how I wanted to start this off. Didn't really like anything I had. Matthew Stafford and his posse step out onto the field. No Cooper Kupp. Wonder if he's injured, which that is a possibility of something that could be happening, and we got a fumble early on in this game. All right, you're going to make me sit up. I already know. But before we move too far in, Cooper Kupp is out for the game. He's ready to play, but he's out? I knew our right tackle was still out, but interesting. Get this out to KJ Osborne real quick. We got yards with Antonio Gibson on this play. Now, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with Antonio Gibson. Like, I don't really want Keaton Mitchell to spend his entire tenure with us on the bench. Like, I did trade for him to get the running back room younger. But I am willing to ride with Antonio Gibson. I really need to stop making plays like that. I feel like my Madden skills have significantly regressed. I don't know, maybe it's also because I'm talking, so I'm not able to think as well. Jelani Tavai gets a sack, though, which is nice. This offense is way significantly less scary without Cooper Kupp, so I'm not too worried about what could happen in this game. Tight end screened on the backside. Yeah, Tyler Higbee's breaking all those in real life too. I could just see it now. One thing that I don't get is like, I get like early in the game, a guy is probably going to be able to break a tackle or two. But what I don't get is like this nobody. Like, whoever was on the kickoff return or whatever, or the punt return, like somebody who's never touching the ball. You're going to tell me he's going to get hit stick 3 times and not go to the ground? Like, I'm sorry. There's no realm where I believe that. This is a bench play. I want to try and bait this for a pick. And of course, I get sucked forward. I knew exactly what that was. That's so infuriating. Thank God. I've got nothing right there. I'm just kind of dumbfounded. I'm going to sit on Duggar. Tutu Atwell's basically wide open. We're able to get a massive tackle for a loss with Matthew Judon and Juwan Bentley. Matthew Judon traded yesterday, either late last night or early this morning. It gets traded to the Falcons. Kind of a head-scratching move in my opinion, but whatever works for them. All right, it's crazy to think we're already on our 3rd drive, but oh well. We are just going to put this on the ground and trust in Antonio Gibson, because I'm having a hard time trusting myself passing. It's honestly one of those things where it's like, I think I just need to put in the hours playing, or I need to check out free practice for a while. It's just one of those things where I just need to put in the hours to try and figure out what's different about this game. I also love that I'm constantly only being suggested this specific run play. I also forgot that I only have 3 tight ends on the roster and one of them's hurt. Oh, this is a touchdown. There we go. That's a nice place for Antonio Gibson. Now, this is the play I really want to work on running on the goal line. Because if Tyquan Thornton is open there, or I don't know, I want to run that play more. I'm probably going to run that instead of kicking PATs today. Just because I want to see how everything develops. Rams are back on the field. The impossible man to tackle Tyler Higbee. I'm not a massive fan of the potential for various plays out of that formation, but I'm happy that it went this way. I'm not losing to a team that's 1-8. I'm just letting you know right now. I will be furious if I lose to a team that's 1-8. Puka Nacua is not doing that in real life. Just saying. Like, I don't care how good you think Puka Nacua is. I don't know. If he does that, fucking kudos to him. Buy him a fucking pork chop. I don't fucking know. This game is just infuriating. Would have loved that we didn't play that so soft, but what do I know? Well, I'm in the scenario now where I kind of need to pass. I don't really know what I want to run. Got KJ Osborne open on the sideline. He stayed in bounds. I just think the way that they call the routes in this game are so interesting. I want that play again. I really hope they run that same defense. They don't, but Antonio Gibson was wide open on the first play. I wish I would have seen it earlier. Alright, this is a touchdown with Hunter Henry. We respond. Alright, so with this play, I'm looking. I got Tyquan Thornton wide open. As long as he holds on, he's fine. But depending on how the defense plays, you can typically get that slant, I imagine. I think we can stick with throw it medium. We definitely need to work on throwing it short because they're killing us in some aspects. All right, first drive of defense in the second half. Would have loved for Marcus Jones to force an incompletion there, something. I guess that is one of my main comments about this defense, that it's like, I can't be too upset about the lack of, like, goated production simply because, like, the cornerback core of this team is so young. Like, it wasn't so much when we still had Jonathan Jones, but, like, the oldest player on this defense is 31. I think the next oldest is like 28. So you have quite a bit of variety in terms of experience. Christian Gonzalez missed a good amount of last year with the shoulder injury. Caleb Farley, not a ton of NFL experience. I don't even know why, but I just know his experience is extremely limited. Then I didn't even know Marcus Jones was a player until this league, so there's that. Antonio Gibson, though, he's been having a fantastic season. I don't think anybody would complain with what, like, if Antonio Gibson performed the way that he's doing in this league. I'm going to try and hit Hunter Henry. I thought he caught that for a second. I don't know why I'm not freeforming it. Why did I just throw that? That's why I threw that, because KJ Osborne's a beast. Let's go. All right, he's tired. Interesting. Get the touchdown to Javon Baker. I'd be really curious to know what his numbers are for the year. Like, I know they said that they were focusing a lot on the presentation of franchise this year. So it's like we're in the second half of the season. I'd like to know like some accolades. Like, are we on the watch or something? I know I've been hearing a lot that the announcers in this game suck, which that doesn't shock me. You added two new announcers into the game, or two sets of new announcers into the game. And apparently, like, the timing for everything is off. I totally get it. You wanna have stuff react faster? I don't know. When is that like a realistic expectation for us out of EA? Yeah, we definitely need somebody else on this defensive line to help create disruption, because like I kind of understand how like the three parts of defense kind of work together to stop passing offense, but it's like my team just struggles with it. It's like if you have a good cornerback group and like good pass defense in terms of coverage, then it's going to make it easier on your defensive line, because they're going to be able to they're going to be able to disengage blocks because they just have more time to fight. And like vice versa, if your defensive line is able to disrupt the pass, or is able to get off their blocks easily, it makes the defensive backs' jobs easier, because pass could be disrupted earlier, could be off the mark because of pressure, whatever. Like, but this team just really doesn't seem to have those two factors. Like, it just seems like I have bad DBs and a bad defensive line. Like, I've got an excellent group for run stopping. Like, I have no complaints about how we've done against the run. But we just, against the pass, we leave a lot to be desired. Matthew Judon gets a sack, though, as I'm complaining about lack of sacks. I am happy that, what's his name? Josh Uche isn't expensive, because my hope for him to be an electric defensive end, we have plenty of time for that to develop. But I was kind of hoping that getting stats on the field would, like, I was kind of hoping we'd get more than what we have. Antonio Gibson has been having a pretty good day on the ground so far. Really gonna be looking to continue that as we move closer and closer into the territory of 8-3. I'm also going to want to be paying attention to the bottom of our screen when scores start popping up, because now that we're in the playoff race, like, I guess we could still somehow miss the playoffs, but I think pretty soon we're basically going to have punched our ticket in. So whenever scores pop up, we are certainly going to be interested. Oh my god, I just now saw Antonio Gibson. I'm actually so annoyed that I didn't see that. Back-to-back incomplete passes bring us to 3rd and long. And if I'm being honest, I'm not too crazy about this play. I'm very iffy on it. That's a pick. Yeah, I didn't like this play at all throughout, like, the entire play art. The concerning part about this is that they have the ball at, honestly, probably the perfect time. I really wish I didn't give up on the run on that drive. I probably should have just kept it going. Oh well. We'll have to see what we can get. Like, why? Whoever number 15 is, I think that's Mapu. That's one of the guys that I've been hyping up. Like, why are you not like attacking where the ball is going? Good job, Christian Barmore. Barmore has by far been my favorite defensive lineman on this team so far. I was really hoping that with what we saw out of Josh Uche in the preseason, thank you for getting a hand in there. Well, that was Chandler Jones. I kind of forgot I signed him for a mentor. He dropped it? Let's go! I was just sitting here like, oh my god, I'm really going to have to bring him to 4th down again. Well, we're going to run it with Antonio Gibson. We're just going to try and get this clock down to 0. We've been stacking up wins, which has been nice. I'm a little nervous at the same time. Like, we play CM Freeze in week 15. And his defense is really good. From what I've seen. Or from what I've seen stat-wise. And we still have not figured out this whole passing thing. So there is a significant amount of concern rising. I need 7 yards to hit the 300-yard goal for the day. So essentially I'm going for that, and then I'm probably going to call it. I think with that, we've completed all of our main goals. We just need... I guess we can take a look at our team stats after this game. Just kind of see where we're at, because I would actually be kind of curious. Yeah, I feel like Javon Baker is definitely near his touchdown goal. But I want to know how close he is to 1,000 yards. I'm having a feeling that we might struggle to get a 1,000-yard receiver based off of how we've currently been passing. So I honestly don't know. We're just gonna have to see how the rest of the season plays out. We're gonna run a prevent and just get out of this game alive. I would have loved for that to be a Farley interception. We win 28-17. Looking at the stats, Drake May, pretty much identical stuff to last week. We just really need to work on these interceptions. Antonio Gibson, great day on the ground. 20 carries, 150 yards. Receiving wise, Javon Baker, 3 catches, 11 yards, 2 TDs. Really would love to get the yards numbers up. I mean, looking at this group as a whole, I mean, when you're only throwing 150 yards, it's kind of hard to accumulate yards with your receivers. That brings us to week 12. We have another players meeting. How are we doing in... We have a really good offense. Like, that is no secret. It's just our passing defense is terrible. We are the 5th seed. If we beat Miami, we're going to jump up to number 1 in our division. And that'll basically bring us to the 2 seed. So it's really just us, Miami, and Baltimore fighting for the 1 seed. I guess the Jets are only a game back. But I want to look at our statistics. Drake May, not a great TDINT ratio, but we're getting there. Rushing wise, Antonio Gibson's over 100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Receiving wise, KJ Osborne, not surprisingly, is leading our team. Javon Baker has a lot more than I thought he would. Tyquan Thornton has been catching up pretty well. Hunter Henry's got as much as I expect. He has a lot more touchdowns than I thought. So Javon Baker has gotten his 7 touchdowns. Antonio Gibson is just under 1,300 total yards. And then he hits his goal. And then sacks-wise, the offensive line is... So many offensive linemen have had to play too, which I think is crazy. Sacks-wise, I would love to have somebody stand out. Same here with the picks. Christian Barmore, MVP of this defense. How are we doing on forced fumbles? We do force a lot of fumbles. Unfortunately, we've only recovered 3. Are we able to see who are the front runners for awards? We are. Lamar Jackson's the front runner for MVP. We have Antonio Gibson and Drake Mays in the MVP conversation. How? I don't understand that one. But looking at the AFC, we're second on Offensive Player of the Year. It's going to be kind of tough to beat out Lamar. Defensive Player of the Year, no shocker, no Patriots. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Javon Baker and Drake May are leading that list. We are definitely interested in making this happen. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no Patriots. Best QB, really shocked that Drake May's on here. Best running back, no shocker, Antonio Gibson. Best wide receiver, Javon Baker's up here. I think if we can start putting yards behind his name, maybe. Best offensive lineman, David Andrews up here. That doesn't shock me. Best defensive lineman, no shocker, no Patriots. Best linebacker, not shocker. Yeah, some of these aren't too surprising, but that's good to see. It's good to see that we're making a decent impact. That's all I have for you today, though. I'll see you next week against the Dolphins. Take it easy. Peace.